The country. Now I'm here to bring you up to speed with making headlines from across our 47 counties and of course across our borders as far as news is concerned. My name is Macharia. This is EBN Prime Edition, and EBN Prime Edition starts now. And at least 4,000 families have been displaced as rising water levels in Lake Naivasha continue to submerge homes and public facilities, with local leaders warning that the situation could worsen due to the ongoing heavy rains. The flooding has affected villages in Kamere, Karagita and surrounding areas, leaving thousands homeless in urgent need of humanitarian support. Homes, schools, churches and even a police post have been submerged as lake waters advance further inland. Residents have faulted both the national and county governments for what they termed a slow response to the crisis, accusing authorities of abandoning residents in their time of need. Mbai issued a 48-hour ultimatum for swift intervention, warning of nationwide protest if action is not taken immediately.
Mimi niko na mtoto wa 5 months. Sasa nimemwekelea huko hivyo kwa kitanda juu. Hakuna usaidizi yenye sisi yenyewe tumepata. Tunasikianga kuna pesa za disaster huku hivi. Hakuna pesa yenye tumepata. Kwa Kenya ama tu yuko Kenya? Are we Kenyans? Hiyo tu ndio kitu yenye tunaweza taka. If we are Kenyans, we need help.
Hapa leo Kihoto, nataka kutangaza hili janga ni janga la kitaifa. This is a national disaster. Si lazima watu wakuve ndio watu wakuje hapa na madege.
Hapa sewage imemix pamoja na maji, imekuja kwa maboma. Ukiangalia hata hyacinth yenye inakuanga imekuwa huko kwa lake imekuja hadi hapa. Sisi hapa tuko na jambo moja kusema kwa serikali. Maana huwa tunalilia serikali ni kwa sababu serikali ipo kusaidia majanga kama haya. This one is a national disaster. Na tunasema wakuje watusaidie. Hapa mahali ni halali. Kwa nini ni halali? Serikali imeweka hapa barabara, imeweka stima, hapa kuna police station, hapa hao watu ambao wanaishi hapa wako na title deed. This is a time that we have had a very serious disaster. Watoto wamefunga shule, takriban familia 1200 zinaishi hapa. Na wakiishi hapa ni kumaanisha watoto ni wengi zaidi. Magonjwa yataanza kuchibuka mahali hapa. Tunaomba uhamisho wa haraka iwezekanavyo. Saizi ukiangalia watu wako devastated. Tangia jana watu hawajakula, hakuna mahali pa kupikia chakula, hakuna mahali pa kulala. Wale watu wazee ambao walinunua haya mashamba zamani sana wamekuwa wagonjwa. Tunayouliza,
tumekuwa watu wanahama for the last like 2 months Watu wamehama kama 1000 wenye walikuwa affected, but kulingana vile mvua imekuwa inanyesha kwa siku ambazo zimepita, sasa tunaongea kama watu ambao 4000 ambao wako affected. Most of them hawakuweza kuhama kwa sababu walikuwa na watoto wanasomea hapa karibu, walikuwa wanafanya mtihani. So hata juhudi ya kujaribu kuwaambia wahame tuwasaidie kuhama ilikuwa inagonga mwisho, sababu walikuwa wanasema tungojea watoto wamalize mtihani. Not that mtihani inaisha kesho na wengine wamemaliza, tukaonelea kama county tukuje tuwasaidie na transport. Wengi wametafuta nyumba lakini wakashindwa kulipia gharama ya transport. 4000 we are trying to see this week ni wangapi tutaweza kuhamisha wale wako ready, wale wamepata manyumba.
Right, at the same time, 2 people have been confirmed dead after landslide struck Kipkenda village in Emosoward, KU North constituency, that is in Elgeyo Marakwet County. The incident occurred when a huge boulder loosened from the hillside and crashed into a house where the victims were sleeping, killing them on the spot. This latest tragedy comes just 26 days after a similar landslide claimed several lives in Chesungoch, Marakwet East sub-county, raising fresh concerns about safety in the landslide-prone region as heavy rains continue to pound the area.
Kidogo tunasikia manguruma ya mawe akitokea huko juu. Alafu tena mvua ikaendelea. Wakati mvua ilipopoa kidogo tukasikia nduru. Tulifika hapa mama amevinyiliwa na wajukuu.
Wakati wa jioni mwendo wa saa 2 nilikuja nyumba ile nyingine ile ambayo imebomoka. Kuingia huko na kula saba na kutoka. Kuingia room hii mama moja kapitia hapa chini. Kakonga ukuta katokea mpaka ndani.
Hii sehemu ya Hanging Valley kutoka Anin, Kibendo tuende mpaka sehemu ya Kapchelal hata kule Kiptoit kuna hatari.
All right, now away from the country, Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan has officially been sworn in for a new term at a ceremony held at State House in Dodoma, that is in Tanzania. The event took place under heavy security with only invited guests allowed and internet services still restricted nationwide. Her inauguration follows a highly contested election in which the Electoral Commission declared she won 98% of the vote. The opposition, including the Chadema party, dismissed the polls as a sham and claims hundreds were killed in protest allegations the government denies. Suluhu, who has led Tanzania since 2021, becomes the first woman to be elected to the presidency in the country's history.
Tuchague hekima badala ya ghadhabu, busara badala ya mihemuko, upendo badala ya chuki, uvumilivu badala ya vinyongo, umoja badala ya mgawanyiko, na amani badala ya vurugu. Lakini vile vile ni wajibu wetu kuchagua unyenyekevu badala ya kiburi na huruma badala ya hasira. Taifa letu ni moja na lina nguvu zaidi kuliko mtu yoyote yule. Demokrasia haipimwi kwa nani kashinda uchaguzi, bali kwa jinsi tunavyoendesha mambo yetu baada ya uchaguzi. Tutakuwa na nguvu zaidi pale kila sauti chanya au hasi zitakaposikilizwa, kuheshimiwa na kuthaminiwa, na vile vile tunapoweza kuponya wenye maumivu. Hii si kazi ya upande mmoja wa serikali peke yake, bali ni kwa kila jumuiya za wananchi, vyama vya siasa, dini zetu na kila mwana.
Right, moving on to matters education now. Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ugamba on Monday supervised the opening of a Kenya National Examination Council container in Matuga, Kwale County, marking the start of exam distribution in the region. Ugamba, accompanied by education and security officials, assured that the government has put strict measures in place to protect the integrity of the exams and ensure smooth administration across centers. He emphasized the close coordination with security agencies and school administrators to curb malpractice and guarantee fairness for all candidates nationwide.
When the main heavy theory exams for KCSE starts, for the last 2 weeks, we've been undertaking the examination across the country for both KPSEA and KJSEA, and also KCS practicals, which have gone smoothly without any instances. KPSEA was completed on Thursday, 30th of October, and KJSEA is being completed today as we start KCSE, which will run up to 21st of November. As results will be released in December, and KCSE results will be released in January. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had the largest number this year of students undertaking these examinations, a total of over 3.4 million of them. 2.4 being KJSEA and KPSEA, and around 996,078 being KCSE. So KCSE begins today. It will run up to 21st, as I've indicated. And as a ministry through NEC, we put in place measures to ensure that there is a smooth administration of this cycle of exams. Our teams, field officers, center managers, supervisors, invigilators, and everybody else that we are working with, including teams from the national government, through the Ministry of Interior, teams from ICT, teams from the Teacher Service Commission, are all working together using the multi-agency approach to ensure that all these examinations are undertaken in a commendable and clean manner. Because we are discouraging, as always, we are discouraging anyone engaging in any sort of malpractice or irregularity during this examination period.
All right, at the same time, Migori Deputy Governor, that is Dr. Joseph Macharia, has assured parents in Kuria East Sub-County that adequate security measures have been put in place to ensure national examinations proceed smoothly. Speaking during a food distribution exercise at Wangirabose High School over the weekend, Dr. Macharia said both the national and county governments are working together to safeguard learners and examination centers. The school sits at the Kuria-Transmara border, an area historically affected by inter-community conflict. He reiterated that ongoing clashes and cat rustling involving the Kuria and Kipsigis communities will not disrupt the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education, that is the KCSE examinations currently underway.
Funguka hasa kwa shule ambazo ziko kwa border between Migori County and Transmara, na ambazo nimeweza kuwaletea chakula kwa wanafunzi ambao wanafanya mitihani zao wakati huu wa kuanzia Jumatatu. Hili eneo letu kumekuwa na mchafuko nyingi, hasa kwa mwezi mbili ambao zimepita. Kumekuwa na vita kati ya hizi koo zetu mbili, na pia na kwa mpaka kati ya Wakuria wa hili eneo na wa Kipsigis wa Transmara. Ambao ziko kwa mipaka ni shule ambazo ni 7 ambao zimekuwa affected, hasa ni huku kati ya hii uhasama na wizi wa ng'ombe. Nimetarget shule 7 ambayo nawapelekea chakula ambayo najua itatosha ya kuwapeleka wakati huo wanapofanya mitihani zao ya kidato cha 4. Nimeweza kutembea na security team kuhakikishia wanafunzi wetu kwamba kutakuwa na security ya kutosha na chakula ya kutosha, hasa wakati ambao wanafanya mitihani. Kama sisi county government tutaweza
Right, at the same time, the Kenya Certificate of Secondary School Education, that is KCSE examinations, officially commenced in Laikipia County with 11,094 candidates expected to sit for the national test. Speaking on Monday during the opening of the examination container, Laikipia County Director of Education Bridget Wambua assured that all preparations had been finalized to ensure smooth and credible exam administration across the county. Wambua also disclosed that one candidate from the school in Laikipia North gave birth and will be sitting for her exam at the Nanyuki Level 5 hospital, noting that arrangements had been made to support her in undertaking the papers without interruption. Take a look.
So we are here in Laikipia County, piloting one of the innovations in securing the integrity of our examinations. And that innovation is the use of smart padlocks. These smart padlocks are meant to help us so that from NEC we are able to see exactly what time the container is opened and exactly what time the container is locked. So the sub-county director is the only person who is going to handle this padlock, and they have been trained today on how to use this padlock from today, and we will be going around the country in all the other 250 containers to make sure that every sub-county director has been adequately trained on how to handle this padlock. Thank you.
I have pleasure to say that today we have kicked off the KCSE, which has started today. Kipsea we finished on Friday. Kijisea is also finishing today. In terms of candidature, Kipsea we had 13,198 candidates. Kijisea we had 11,956. And for KCSE we have 11,094 candidates, all distributed across the county. We have prepared very well in terms of KCSE because we knew today is when we were starting the common exams. Of course, there are those that have been going on for the whole of last week. Some subjects that are optional in some schools have been on. But today we started across all the schools for KCSE. It has rained, yes, but we had made proper arrangements for vehicles, transportation, and also supervisors and invigilators had already been allocated for each center. And therefore we expect smooth exam administration across the county. And at this time, I want to wish all the candidates in all the centers in Laikipia County very best of luck as they sit for their exams. So should there be any challenges, we are ready. We are going to tackle them. Thank you. A girl that gave birth and she had some complications. She's in Nanyuki level 5 hospital. So that is where she's taking her exams, and the exam is coming from Laikipia East.
All right, now let's talk matters politics. And Democracy for Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua has announced progress in efforts by the opposition coalition to fit a single candidate against President William Ruto's camp in the 2027 general election. Speaking during a press briefing on Monday, Gachagua said the unity push follows what he described as growing public demand for political change, citing grievances over corruption, alleged salary theft, and what he termed as economic hardship under the current administration. And according to Gachagua, opposition parties have agreed to support one unified candidate in the upcoming by-election as a test run towards identifying the strongest challenger for the 2027 presidential contest. He revealed that DCP will not field candidates in the Malava and Mbeere North parliamentary by-election as part of the pact. Now, in return, he noted that the Wiper Party leader, that is Kalonzo Musyoka, has agreed not to participate in the Narok town ward race to support DCP candidate Mercy Konde.
We put our candidates together because their combined vote is a sure winner in Magarini. We in DCP have been overwhelmed by that very gracious action. Again, we thank Wiper Party for the gracious decision in Narok Township to cede ground to DCP. And it is in the same spirit that DCP has ceded ground in Malava, in Mbeere North. We want to inform the people of Kenya that the formula of getting a single presidential candidate to face William Ruto is on course. And for those who have been in doubt, what is happening in these by-elections is a dress rehearsal of the formula and the mechanism to get a single presidential candidate to face William Ruto. And we want to assure the people of Kenya, come rain or shine, we are determined, as we have been told by the people of Kenya, that they want one single presidential candidate to face William Ruto. And the people of Kenya have gone nowhere. We are just doing what the people of Kenya want. We have sufficient, clear instructions from the people of Kenya to agree on one single presidential candidate to face William Ruto and liberate our country, restore the dignity of the payslip, restore the Kenyan nation, bring an end to the era of bribery and corruption, mismanagement of public resources, the era of abductions and extrajudicial killings. And we want to assure the people of Kenya that we are more than determined to abide by their wish to get one single presidential candidate. It will happen, and that will be the candidate of the people of Kenya. So William Ruto, much as you seem to celebrate the death of Raila Odinga, as you have rightly said that you are quite happy now that you have no other opponent. Your opponent is not ourselves here. It is the people of Kenya, and they are in millions. And be prepared to face them as when the day comes. Thank you very much. Let our teams continue working together. We shall be in Magarini, we shall be in Malaba, we shall be everywhere to coordinate and give impetus to our campaign to make sure that we win. Thank you very much. Asante sana.
All right, now away from that, police in Makindu, Makueni County have launched investigations after Kenya Medical Training College, that is KMTC student, was stabbed to death by a colleague early Monday morning. The incident reportedly occurred at a private residence shared by the students shortly after 3 learners from Goshen Training Institute in Thika returned from graduation celebrations following the completion of the practical training at Makindu Sub-County Hospital. And according to Makindu Hospital Medical Superintendent, that is Dr. Emmanuel Posha, the victim sustained a deep stab wound to the neck, which led to his death. Dr. Laiposha added that the suspect also suffered knife injuries and was treated at the facility before being handed over to police for further investigations. The motive behind the attack remains unclear, and authorities have urged the public to remain calm as investigations continue. The body of the deceased has been moved to the hospital morgue.
Have fun, place inaitwa na ISIS. Tukajibamba, but sasa mimi niliwacha hapo na ISIS. Okay, mimi niliamka asubuhi nikapata kuna chats kwa group ya class zinaendelea. So mimi sikujua ni yeye. So mimi the first person nilimpigia ni yeye ndo aniambie nini inaendelea. So mimi kupiga simu yake ilichukuliwa na dem fulani hapo wa class yetu. So yeye ndo akaniambia kuja hosi kuna kitu inaendelea. So mimi vile nilienda ndo nilipata imehappen.
Kiasi kama dakika 35 naona msichana mmoja ametoka anavuja damu, ameshika mkono kwa shingo. Tukamuuliza, amesema amedungwa, akatuambia tuite usaidizi. Japo nilienda kujaribu kuita usaidizi, watu wa Makindu wakakataa. Nikajaribu hata kuambia mtu wa bodaboda nimpatie 1000 nipatie pikipiki yake nije nimbebe huyu mgonjwa nimpeleke hospitali, lakini akaongea Kikamba, akaniambia niache pikipiki yake yakarudi kulala.
Sunday morning at around 7 a.m. we woke up to the sad news of 3 students who were involved in a scuffle. And unfortunately, despite efforts by our trauma team, one of the students, student Atachis, succumbed to her injuries, secondary to stab wounds that she had sustained. The other one is fortunately has been stabilized, and her cut wounds have been stitched, bandaged and dressed, and she is now stable at the casualty trauma department, and one of them is already in police custody.
Now, the National Assembly will advocate for increased funding to the Ministry of Environment to support the fencing of gazetted forests nationwide. Speaker Moses Wetangula has announced, speaking during the 48th graduation ceremony at the Kenya Forestry College in Londiani, Kericho County. Wetangula said the move is key to safeguarding forest and accelerating President William Ruto's target of planting 15 billion trees. Wetangula warned that continued encroachment and destruction of forests threaten the country's conservation efforts, noting that fencing will help Kenya Forest Service personnel better protect water catchment areas. Now, the Speaker also urged county governments to partner with the KFS that are in training forest extension officers to strengthen conservation initiatives. As he concluded, families affected by recent landslide, Wetangula called for disaster mapping and long-term tree planting interventions in high-risk areas.
This region which is green, Bwana le Makoko, tunaona ukipita kwa barabara unafikiri Kenya has a lot of forests, lakini ukiinuka juu unaona misitu iko tu kwa barabara. Uko ndani there are a lot of negative activities on our forests. So I urge you to ensure that where it is necessary to fence our forests that are gazetted, Parliament will support you with budget and allocations so that we can be able to protect our forests. Nchi yetu ya Kenya is one of the many countries ambazo zina upungufu wa miti. Out of our 583 square kilometers, only 23% of our country is rain secure. The rest is either arid or semi-arid or desert. Kwa hivyo mambo ya mazingira kupitia yale masomo mmepata hapa ni ya umuhimu mkubwa kwa nchi yetu. umuhimu mkubwa kwa sababu tusipolinda mazingira tunaangamiza vizazi vijavyo. Na nimeambia mbunge wenu tutasaidiana kule bunge katika bajeti ijayo, tuwatengee pesa kupitia kwa wizara yenu ili kusaidia kujenga classrooms na mambo mengine ambayo mnataka kujenga. As we graduate here, mnasikia mambo ya Marakwet. Tunawarai wa Kenya ambao wanaishi katika sehemu zenye aidha misitu imeharibika au zina uwezekano wa uporomoko wa udongo, wasaidie kwa huu msimu wa mvua nyingi kukaa kwa mahali ambayo iko salama.
Alright, livestock traders in Narok County are said to benefit from improved market infrastructure following the opening of new sales yards aimed at enhancing businesses and uplifting the local livelihoods. The county government has announced plans to establish 20 livestock sale yards across the region. Speaking during the launch of the Mulot sale yard in Narok West Sub-County, Governor Patrick Olentutu said the development signals a major step towards strengthening the livestock sector and spurring economic growth. Now, the governor further revealed that in the upcoming month, traders will benefit from modern stalls currently under the construction around the market to offer a decent working environment and accommodate essential services during market days.
Nilionelea kwamba hii sale ni lazima tujenge iwe ni modern sale. Na nafikiri leo wananchi mnaona ile kazi ambayo tunafanya, na tunashukuru kwa sababu tunaona ile biashara inaenda vile mnapeleka biashara yenu. Mimi nauliza watu wana biashara, mmefurahi? Mmefurahi? So mimi nawashukuru sana watu ambao wamekuja hapa, na hasa wale ambao ni wanabiashara. Sisi kama county government tunaendelea kupanua kaunti yetu. Sio hii tu ndio seli tumejenga. Tumejenga sasa 20 kama hii. Wale ambao wanaendanga huko MRT, unaona mbili ambao tumejenga hapo. Wale wanaendanga huko Rukweti, huko mwisho ya Keyan Ward. Leo jana tumeanzisha ingine pale kama hii tu, ili tujenge kaunti yetu. Mimi naomba nyinyi wananchi wetu tushikane na viongozi wetu, tuendelee kufanya maendeleo. Kwani nyinyi mlikuwa mnataka watu wanaenda kulala kwa ofisi? Mlikuwa mnataka watu wanafanya kazi? Sasa mmepata mfanyikazi ambayo ni nambari 1 kwa Kenya mzima.
Right, now let's get sporty. And NCBA US Kids Golf Fall season wrapped up on Sunday with an exciting championship tour at the Muthaiga Golf Club featuring 146 junior golfers aged between 5 and 18. The event drew 96 boys and 50 girls from across the country, all competing for championship titles and priority status points. Organized in partnership with US Kids Golf and Junior Golf Foundation Kenya, with support from NCBA Bank, the championship marked the climax of a competitive season focused on nurturing junior golf talents in Kenya. 9-year-old James Tino emerged as one of the stars of the day, shooting 3 under par to win the boys 9 category, narrowly ahead of Hakim Mutungi, who topped the season standings in the boys 12 category. Adam Nesbitt continued his winning from playing 3 over par 75 to secure victory of the round and end the season with an impressive total of 240 points. Despite the win, Nesbitt said he did not perform at his best. In the girls 11 to 12 category, Ashley Gashora capped off her season with a strong performance, finishing even par and accumulating 260 points to the top of the leaderboard.
Today was not my best and I could have played much better, but I ended the season with a really good finish. The season overall was not as good as I expected. I had a few really good rounds, a few rounds which I knew I could have played better. So I hope to work hard for the NCBA Invitational. I've been just putting lots of practice in, lots of works in my areas that I wasn't so confident in, and just practicing and playing well in the course.
My name is Sophia Nesbet. I'm 14 years old. I live in Kenya but go to school in England. Today I didn't play the way I'd hoped to, but it was still a good round and I'm still proud of myself. I had a few bad holes that did let me down, but as well as that I had some really good holes. I played really well on the back nine, but just didn't end as strong as I had hoped to, but that's it. The fall 2025 season has gone quite well for me. I've only been here for 4 out of the 8 events because I've been in school in the UK. However, I've won 3 out of the 4 of them and just came second place in this one, which is unlucky, but it's been a good... To prepare for the NCBA Invitational event in December, I'm going to put in a lot of practice with my coach back in England, and hopefully when I come back with my coach here in Kenya, I'm going to definitely work on my weak spots that let me down today to prepare for the Invitational so I can come back and play really well.
All right, moving on, the Kiambu Aquatics hosted a 2-day inter-county swimming championship at Porterhouse School, bringing together swimmers from 28 schools and clubs across 6 counties, including Kiambu, Nairobi, Machakos, Laikipia, Nyeri, and Murang'a. The event featured participants from notable institutions such as Aga Khan Academy, Aqua Architects, that is in Machakos, Goldfish Swim School in Nanyuki, and Ruare Swimming Club in Nyeri, and Wood Creek School, among others. One of the standout performances was by 9-year-old Blaze Romo of Okra Swimming Club, who clinched gold in the 100-meter breaststroke, that is 8 to 9 years, with a time of 1 minute, 45 seconds and 76 milliseconds. He edged out teammates Calvin Bogwa and Prince Kinodia of Aqua Shark, who finished second and third respectively. Rumo attributed his win to the support of his coach and mother, saying the gala boosted his confidence and improved his race times. Now, in the girls' 100-meter breaststroke, 9-year-old Makweda Wahome of Aqua Architects from Machakos County emerged victorious with a time of 2 minutes, 3 seconds and 91 milliseconds. Ruby Karumi from Breban secured second place, while Wood Creek's Olive Minor came in third.
I'm the chairman of Kiambu County Aquatics, and today we are here because of the Inter-County Swimming Gala, and I would like to say that the turnout was actually impressive because at some point we were not sure of the numbers, but as that is now today we have got about 300 swimmers who are taking part in this event. And to speak about the performance of the swimmers, I would actually point out that there is a lot of improvement in terms of performance based on the personal times. And also technical-wise, I've seen less disqualification today. And moving forward, we cannot expect to see better swimming in Kiambu County. Moving forward, we have got more galas coming up this time. We have the Minos and also the Masters events coming up, which we do expect to have a similar turnout. And for sure, for us, just to encourage coaches to go to the training, because that's what makes us who we are. And we do expect to see more programs in Kiambu County as well. To start with, the Minos will be happening sometimes this month, and the Masters will be on 29th of November. And as such, we are inviting all swimmers to take part in that event. Otherwise, I wish all the participants all the best in today's event.
Alright, it is exactly 34 minutes past the top of the hour. That note wrap up our program here on EBN Prime Edition. With thanks, of course, being part of this particular program. My name is Martin Macharia. We've been watching EBN Prime Edition. Do have yourself a lovely night. And as always, let's meet again when God says we do.